Hey there, it's Amanda with the Pretty House team. Today, I'm going to break it down for you and tell you how buying a house is exactly the same thing as getting married. Follow me on this. So when you're single, you're footloose and fancy-free, and you're having a blast. But then after a little while, you start having these feelings. You know, feelings. You see like that random guy at the bar who has like a great head of hair, these beautiful blue eyes. It's kind of the same thing. You're having these feelings where like you see a rocking chair front porch and you're like, oh, I love that front porch. I'm tired of paying rent. This is ridiculous what they're charging me. It's kind of the same feelings. It's just like a little tingle. Like, is there something more out there? Is there something better than this 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment that's ridiculous and I don't even have a yard? That's the first feeling. You have it with people, you have it with apartments and houses. It's exactly the same thing. So then what's next? How do you really know when you're ready to put yourself out there? If you're doing it right, you're going to make a list. I remember back when I was in college, I did not do it right. I went out there and basically looked a mess. I was overweight. I had a terrible haircut. I drank entirely too much. And I had no idea what I wanted. But then I sat down and I made a list. I wanted tall. I wanted funny. I wanted college educated, good dresser. Did I mention tall, smart? All this huge long list. And that's what you should do as well when it comes to buying a house. Make your list. Make it of everything you want. Put it all down and be specific because this will help you in the end. For example, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, good schools, yard. Do you want to have a dog? You're going to want to have a yard. How important is that garage to you? So these are things you do before you've even stepped your foot into the looking pool, aka the dating world. So now that you've done your list, the next thing you're going to want to do is get pre-approved. This is essentially the same thing as hitting the gym, losing some weight, getting a haircut, and dressing like you're actually ready to have a relationship and not all like sloppy pants. So it's the same thing. Get pre-approved. Start saving a little money. Start thinking about what you actually want in a house, aka in a mate. So now that you've done that and you're not dating outside of your league, i.e. looking at houses that you can't really afford, because if you go too high, girl, you're never going to be happy down where you belong. Not that there's a problem with where you belong. You just need to be in your right dating pool. So now that you've done that, you can begin to group date. So this is when you go online and you start looking around. Now, group dates in real estate are open houses. So go to a bunch. Go to as many as you want. See as many houses as you want in your price point. This is also the time when I should caution you that you are going to find matchmakers, aka the realtors. There are a ton of them. You're going to see them everywhere. And they're all going to think that they can find the one for you. Don't be fooled. Some are amazing. Some are not so much. Just be you. Go to the open houses. See if you click with a realtor. And if they actually work for you after the open house. Did they send you a thank you note? Did they send you houses that actually meet the criteria that you mentioned earlier? If they didn't, and they're just badgering you about their own listings, that's probably not the matchmaker for you. Also, if you meet with someone during an open house and they're pressuring you to sign a buyer brokerage agreement when you haven't even gotten to know them, they might not be the realtor/matchmaker for you either. Now is the time where you're going to want to refine that list of yours. Okay, so I get that my list in college was extensive, but did I really need somebody tall? No, I needed somebody taller than me, and I'm 5'1". So do you really need an acre of land? Probably not. If it's still important, leave it on the list, but just kind of refine some things based upon what you can afford or your dating pool. Now that you've refined your list and you've narrowed it down and you've been on a couple of group dates, it's time. You've looked online, you've gotten pre-approved, you met all the matchmakers. Are you ready to get serious? Now is the time when you choose your realtor. Choose your realtor wisely because this realtor will go from matchmaker to wedding planner seamlessly if they've done their job right. And once you find your realtor, you guys are going to start working together, and this is the really fun part. This is when you feel like the most important person in the world. They're texting you, they're calling you, they're probably spending some money on you. They are just being amazing. And you know what else they're also doing? Saving you a ton of time. Because if you've chosen the right realtor, they're going to show you houses that are exactly what you want to see. And then the most amazing thing will happen. You will walk into one house and you'll get that feeling, that warm, fuzzy feeling. And you'll know this is the one. It happened with me. It happened with me and my husband. The one will come to you. Do not delay. When you meet the one, you need to make a solid, strong offer, aka engagement. Pop that question. If you're ready and you know that house is the one, make the offer, make a strong offer, because pretty soon they're going to say yes to somebody else if you don't, especially in this market. So you've gotten engaged. Congratulations. Let me warn you, engagement, contract to close is when the poop is going to hit the fan. So nobody really realizes how much work goes into engagement, wedding, contract, close. It can get ugly. As the buyer, you're going to feel sad. You're going to feel mad. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel happy. You're going to feel cautious. You're going to feel scared. You're going to feel all those things. You're also probably going to feel angry and alone at some point, because there'll come a point in the transaction when you feel like this best friend of yours, this realtor, has just ghosted you. What happened to her? Where did she go? Rest assured, if you hired smartly, she's in the background making sure that your DJ is on his A game, aka your lender, and that the open bar is on point, aka that the title company has made sure that the title is clear, permits are closed, and you can buy that house footloose and fancy free. So that's all going to happen during the engagement period to the wedding, the contract to the close. This is also where you're going to be spending money. Typically, you would do it for things like deposits. With a contract, you're going to do it for things like inspections and appraisals. So see how that's all like coming together? And then where do we go from there, everybody? Wedding! Ching, 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 ching! Champagne toast. It's closing day. It's the exact same thing. You go to the closing, your realtor will have gone over all of your numbers with you, just like your wedding planner would have gone over all of your budget numbers with you, and you will have a great day at closing. And then after that, you can go and open the doors to the one, and you can spend eternity with that house, or the next 3 to 5 years.